feeling, handsome royal babes? It's your girl Ashantia, aka THEROYALTIA, back again with another video for y'all. So, if you haven't already, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe, and go ahead and turn on that post notification by hitting that little bell, okay? So as you see from the title, we're just going to be talking about finding your voice, okay? And of course this is going to be like more towards social media, but of course it can be applied to your life in any capacity, in any capacity, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and just hop right on in to this video. Okay. Like, what's wrong with my lighting? Hold on. I don't know what's wrong with my lighting today, you guys, but I guess this is good enough. All right, so basically we're just gonna go ahead and start this video. Now I know I kind of started talking about how your voice is powerful briefly in the last video on how to stay motivated and consistent with YouTube, but we're just gonna kind of like go into deeper with that, and like, yeah, okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and start. And like, the first thing I do want to say is that your voice, your creativity, your passion, your artistic skills, your writing skills, it has weight to it, and it's very powerful. Don't let people dim your light. Use what they say to push you to go harder, to push you to stay more consistent, because you have to understand, not everybody out here is for you, and not everybody out here is a healthy individual, nor are they the essence of who they are. And what I mean by that, we all have different traumatic experiences, just life experiences that have formed the way we think, how we act. And when people don't acknowledge things in the past that's hurt them, they can be very toxic to themselves and to others. So that's what I mean by them not being the essence of who they are, because nobody is born that way. We're all shaped by our life experiences. Not saying it's okay for how they do what they do, it's just even more so. Don't let a hurt, broken person who don't even know who they are tell you who you are, okay? So the biggest thing is not letting people influence you, or to dim your voice, or to dim your light, or to dim your craft, or your music skills. Whatever it is that you do, don't let people have that much control over you, okay? Just do it. What you love to do. And I know for all my social media content creator people, the one thing I will say is that, of course, when you're on social media, majority of your following right now, when you're just starting out, is of course family, friends, people you grew up with, right? And one thing I will say, majority of those people will not be supporting you, unfortunately. But that's just because they know you and they're familiar with you, and they might be jealous of you, or just anything, you know what I'm saying? So don't really get caught up in that, because you already have one person, and that's me, and you have yourself, and you have God, Jesus, and Holy Spirit, okay? So you already have people who are already rooting for you, you know what I'm saying? And know that I'm rooting for you, okay? But don't let the support you feel like you deserve from people, don't let that get to you, because that'll stop you, and that'll make you mute. And your voice is powerful. You have weight to it. Some people are intimidated, and that's why they talk crap. That's why they hate. That's why they throw shade. Because they're intimidated, because your voice has weight. your voice is inspiring. Whatever that capacity is that you share your voice on social media, whether if it's through dance, if it's through art, if it's through, writing, blogging, poetry, making music, having a YouTube channel, being an influencer, you have the power of influence. And I just want y'all to understand, like, Instagram influencers, when I say influencer, do not picture that. What I mean is what you're already doing. How people are already telling you, oh my gosh, like that song is so good, or oh my gosh, like that spoken word piece you did is so good, or the poetry you wrote so good, or oh my gosh, your blog is so good. People are already giving you compliments on things now. Okay? You are already influencing. We all influence each other in some way, shape, or form, okay? So don't feel like you have to, like, be like the perfect model looking person. You know what I'm saying? On how, people normally think when they think of influencers, especially Instagram influencers. Like, people expect, like, oh my God, like, I have to be perfect. I have to have this together. I have to have that together. No, like, you don't. Start where you're at, okay? People already love you for who you are. You are already so special, and you already have everything that you ever need on the inside of you. Now it's up to you, to check in with God and be like, God, can you show me how to work this thing out, and like show me how to tap into this, and show me how to, do this better, and do this in more excellence. But you already have the passion for it, you know what I'm saying? You just have to know how to like cultivate it more, you know what I'm saying? And the more you get to know yourself, the more you spend time with God, it's like you realize how powerful and how much weight your voice has. So yeah, not being like having people influence you, not comparing yourself to other people, because that's another big thing, because we all do it, because we're all guilty of being on Instagram and just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, okay? And like, oh, like, well, they have that, so maybe like I shouldn't do this video or make this post or say this because somebody already took the words out of my mouth, or they took the video, like what I want, my whole concept. The thing is, like, people really think social media in general is oversaturated, and it's not. It's so many people on social media. There's enough room for all of us to eat, even with different industries, okay? Whether if it's music, whether if it's beauty, whatever it is that you do, you may feel like your market is overly saturated, but one thing you have to realize is that they don't have you. That's one thing that people really have to realize, especially now when they're trying to start their businesses. There's only one of you. You are one of a kind. There's no duplicate, there's no replica. And I don't care if you do have a twin or a triplet or a quadruplet or a sextuplet and all y'all identical. Guess what? You're still your own individual person, okay? So this world, they do need to hear your voice. They do need to see your craft. They do need to see, how well you can draw. They do need to, hear what you have to say. Your voice is important. Your music is important. Your writing is important. What you are passionate about is important. There's a whole entire community around this world that are focused in on that area. You're not in competition with anybody. There's literally no competition. The only thing is your mindset, and having a more positive mindset, and believing in yourself, and trusting that the gifts that God's given you, and trusting God, and then just going forward in life. So those are like the biggest things I can say when it comes to finding your voice. Don't let people influence you. Don't compare yourself to these influencers, because most of them are fake, okay? Don't compare yourself to other, and really focus on having a positive mindset, because the more positive you are, the more clearer you can see things, and the better perspective you'll have on life. You'll be able to see things for what they truly are, and not seeing it from a hurt, or not necessarily hurt, but from a distorted point of view. You know what I'm saying? Because when we are constantly comparing ourselves to other people, our outlook and our view on life is very distorted because we're only seeing it from like a very, very, very small crack like through somebody else's eyes, because we're comparing our lives to theirs, right? But you don't see their full life. You just see them getting dolled up, glammed up, taking a perfect picture perfect picture on Instagram. You don't know what those people are struggling with. You don't know, you know, the depression they may be going through, the countless hours of therapy or abuse that they may be going through. You just never know, you know what I'm saying? But they want to, you know, sit here and portray that everything's all goody goody, and it might necessarily not be. You can't believe everything that you see online and on the internet, you know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like focus on you, stay in your lane, and by staying in your lane, you'll grow. You know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of people be like, okay, well, I've been going at this for years and I'm just not, it's not just working. And the people who started at the same time as me or even after me, they've gone farther than me. And I know we all think that because I've thought it myself. Because there's been plenty of people like I've helped, you know, with their YouTube channels and stuff. They either started at the same time as me or after me. They have thousands of subscribers. And their videos typically do like 200 or 400 views. And it's like, I gave them all of the tips. Literally everything. Free of charge. But I was too busy on comparing and like, oh my gosh, like, but the thing is, it wasn't like I was like jealous because I was genuinely happy for them, you know what I'm saying? But it did make me feel discouraged, like, okay, like maybe my voice isn't important and maybe like what I'm doing like really isn't helping people. But then I realized like, no, like I know what I have to say is important. I know what I do is important. I know my voice carries weight. I just need to be consistent with it and focused on myself and my lane, not being focused and concerned with numbers, because the people are going to come, whether they come now or if they come 5 years from now. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I can say. When you really feel like you have a voice in an area, you have to be consistent. You have to stay with it, because you're not always going to sit here and have something viral that's going to sit here and have you skyrocket, okay? Majority of people don't, okay? So it's just kind of like you got to stick with it. And honestly, I'm enjoying this journey, and I'm enjoying people watching my growth. I'm enjoying sharing my growth with people, my whole journey. I'm in, like, I even like going back to my first video and then like just watching like other videos just to see how my confidence has grown on camera. It's just a good feeling, and I want to be as transparent and open with people and accessible to people. So for me, as long as my voice is impacting one person in a positive way, I'm more than happy. More than happy. I'm blessed. And I feel like I've done my job. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sitting here saying, you know, it's okay, like being, you know, be faithful over the small things. And that's one thing I can say, like I'm being very faithful and I'm doing what I love to do. That's why y'all see me back here again, and I'm being consistent because I'm very adamant about being consistent. And not letting my own insecurities and things like that like really influence me on when I record, if I record. You know what I'm saying? Not letting how I feel stop me, like whether if I feel bad or if I feel good. Like y'all gonna see it from my body language. But I'm gonna be open, honest, and transparent about it, and y'all will hear why I'm feeling some type of way that day, and then we'll get into the video. Because I sometimes feel like, you know, on the internet in general, or just in life in general, like people, not saying there's nothing wrong with putting your best foot forward, but how is that reaching people? How is it making you relatable to people? You know what I'm saying? People are drawn towards, you know, real and honest, and I try my best to be as transparent and as raw as possible with y'all, because that's what I want. I want to be, you know, the friend or the big cousin or the big sister or whatever that y'all might not necessarily have. That's what I'm here for. That's what I want to do. So just remember, don't let people influence you, okay? Don't compare yourself to these internet famous people. Just don't compare yourself. Have a healthier, positive mindset, and just really know that no matter what, your voice has weight. And even if you change the life of just one person, that is more than enough. And what you have to realize is that when you start off, the beginning is going to be small. It might not be what you necessarily want, but it'll help you build character. It'll help you build integrity. So, you know, if you do happen to blow up and have 100,000 subscribers, or even 1,000,000 subscribers, or millions of subscribers, you know, you'll still be the same person. You won't sit here and change. You won't cry, because a lot of people who've gone viral, they really didn't have time to sit here and set up their integrity and things like that. And then they're like, okay, like, who am I? Like, what is my channel supposed to be about? Like, what is my platform supposed to be about? You know what I'm saying? So be thankful and faithful over the things that you have now. And please know that your voice carries weight. Your craft carries weight. Your writing carries weight. Your music, your creativity, whatever it is that you do, it carries weight. And I'm here for you. So that is all I have to say on this video. If you like it, of course, go ahead and give it a thumbs up if you haven't already. And yeah, I will see y'all back here tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So if you're watching this in the morning, good morning. If you're watching this in the afternoon, good afternoon. If you're watching this in the evening, good evening. And thank you all so much for being here. I am blessed to have each and every single one of y'all here on my channel. It makes me feel very, very happy, and I'm so thankful for y'all. So thank you for supporting me. Thank you for being here. God bless.